In this lecture, you'll learn about the ONTAP Bootup process, and we'll have a quick lab demo where I'll show you the system booting up. Before we talk about the different steps that each node goes through as it boots up, I want to tell you about the boot device image. So the actual ONTAP operating system software is stored on compact flash on each node, and that is what the system boots up from. And the compact flash is actually divided into two different partitions, and each partition has got its own version of the system image on there. In the example you can see on the screen now, let's say that we've just bought a new system and it's got 9.4 installed. So ONTAP 9.4 is going to be on both partitions in compact flash, and the system is going to boot up from the primary image by default. The reason that there's the two different partitions is to help in case we have any issues when we do an upgrade of the system. So I'll move on a slide, and let's say that we upgrade that system from ONTAP 9.4 to ONTAP 9.5. When you do that, the primary image is upgraded to version 9.5. The secondary image still stays on version 9.4. So when you do the upgrade, ONTAP is actually running in software already. We just boot up from compact flash when we're doing the initial boot up. So when the system's already up, compact flash is not being touched. So when we do the upgrade, we can upgrade that primary image from 9.4 to 9.5. Then during the upgrade, the last thing that happens is the node will be rebooted. When it reboots, it boots from the primary image, so it comes up now with the new 9.5 version of the operating system. And the reason that we've got those two separate images on the two different partitions is that if after you did the upgrade, you tried to reboot the system and it wasn't responsive, that gives you an easy way to roll back to version 9.4. Rather than having to completely blast the system out and reinstall everything again, what you can do is do a reboot again. And while you're doing that reboot, you can break into the boot up process and you can say, I want to boot from the secondary image rather than the primary image. That will get you back on the working version of 9.4, and then you can fix the problem from there. So it's very unlikely that that would happen, but it gives you an easy way to roll back if you do have issues when you're doing an upgrade. Okay, so let's look at the actual boot order. So the first thing that happens when you boot the system up is the firmware loader. So the system loads the firmware. You can break into the firmware command line interface at that point, and I'll show you that happening in a second in the lab. Next thing that happens is that the data ONTAP system image from compact flash will load. This is the actual ONTAP operating system, and at that point you can break into the ONTAP boot menu. Then the next thing is the system configuration. So the configuration that you made will load from disk, from volume 0 and aggregate 0, and finally the boot completes. So this process happens on each node as you boot up each node. The first point here, the firmware loader. So a reason you would break in there would be the problem we talked about earlier. If you were having problems booting up from the primary image, you could break into the firmware loader, and from there, you could boot up from the secondary image. So that obviously happens before ONTAP is loading, so that's why you would do that at the firmware loader prompt. After that, the ONTAP system image will start booting up, and if you're watching on the command line as the system is booting, at that point, you can hit Control-C to get into the boot menu. You saw that before when we were building our nodes in the first place. And finally, your configuration gets added from vol 0 and aggregate 0. Okay, so let's actually have a look at this in the lab. So I've got VMware open here, and my node is powered off right now. I'll click to play the virtual machine. This will take a few seconds to start loading. I can see it going now. And then almost immediately, I'm going to be given the prompt to hit enter to boot immediately, or any other key for command prompt. This is where I can break into the firmware loader. So let's hit the spacebar here, just anything other than enter. And I see that I get the prompt now, which is vloader. And I can hit a question mark for a list of commands. And if I hit the space here to scroll down, you can see that some of the options I've got in here include I can boot from the primary image, or I can boot from the backup image. So if you did have a problem during upgrade, you could roll back by booting from the backup image. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to enter the boot command, which also carries on booting from the primary image, and that will carry on with the boot up process. In a few more seconds here, you're going to see that the system gives me another prompt where I can hit Control-C to break into the boot menu. And there you go, you can see the prompt now. So I will hit Control-C quick enough to catch this. And I see now that the boot menu will be available. Give this another few seconds, and then the menu is going to appear. Just take a little bit of time, but if I talk slowly, there we go. We can see the boot menu showing up now. So the different options you've got in here are: 1 is normal boot, number 2 is boot without etc.rc, number 3 is change the password, 4 is clean configuration and initialize all disks, 5 is a maintenance mode boot, 6 is update flash from backup config, 7 install new software first, 8 reboot the node, and 9 configure advanced drive partitioning. So let's talk about what the different options are available here. Normal boot is just carry on with the boot. You're probably thinking, why is that an option? If I wanted to do a normal boot, why didn't I just not break in the first place? I'll tell you the reason why normal boot is there in a second. Number 2 is boot without etc.rc. Going back to previous versions when ONTAP was available as both 7 mode and as cluster mode, when that happened, the boot menu was the same for both versions. And the boot menu is still not actually being updated yet. etc.rc is only relevant to 7 mode systems. So on a clustered system like modern ONTAP is now, this doesn't actually do anything. Number 3 is change the password. What this is for is if the previous administrator has left, you're the administrator now, and you don't know what the password is. While that is going on, clients will still be able to access for data because the system is running, but you can't make any changes because you don't know the password. You can't get hold of that person anymore to find out the password. In that case, what you can do is reboot the system and you can change the password here. Now, if you're thinking, wait, that's a huge security concern, not so much, because you have to actually have access to the console as it boots up to be able to get to this menu. You cannot connect remotely over IP unless you'd configured a terminal server specifically to allow that. And that's one of the reasons that if you do have a terminal server to allow remote access to the boot up process, you need to make sure that it's secured so that nobody can come in and change your password. Okay, number 4, clean configuration and initialize all disks. That does a factory reset of the system. So let's say that the system was being used by Department A, and then Department A get a new storage system so you can repurpose the old one. It would be really inconvenient if you had to go and remove all the old config line by line. So rather than doing that, you could just do a factory reset. The option for that is number 4. Number 5 is a maintenance mode boot. There's some tasks that can only be configured in maintenance mode. So these are very low level tasks. In fact, one of the tasks that you used to have to go into maintenance mode to do was configuring advanced drive partitioning. I'll explain what that is in a later lecture. For now, that was just as an example, that's one of the things you had to go into maintenance mode for. You can now actually do it straight from the boot menu here to configure ADP. Then the next one is update flash from backup config. The contents of flash are actually copied over onto the disk as well, the hard drives in the system. If for some reason that your compact flash has an issue, gets corrupted in some way, but you can still get into the boot menu, then you can use this to copy the config back from the disks back onto compact flash again. Number 7 is install new software first. This is a way that you can upgrade the system, but it's not the normal way to do upgrades. Normally we'll do upgrades while the system is already booted up. It's less disruptive doing it that way. I'll also have a separate lecture for upgrades later on as well. Number 8 is to reboot the node. Number 9 is to configure ADP. We'll talk about that later. Oh, I said I would come back and say why normal boot is here as well. I nearly forgot. If you do change the administrator password, once you've done doing that, you come back to the boot menu again. And if you were doing that, the next thing you would do is you would do a normal boot. Thanks for watching. If you want to get hands-on practice with NetApp storage for free on your laptop, then you can download my free ebook, which you can see above my head right now. Also check out my NetApp Storage Complete course, which will teach you everything you could possibly want to know about ONTAP. Thanks.